Hello, folks. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, when and wherever you are. Right. Now, first thing, I didn't put out the usual videos on Saturday because I've been taking care of some family matters with my youngest nephew. He's in a bit of a crossroad in what he's going to do with his life, work, study, and if you don't know this, I pretty much act as his father. Okay, I raised him for different reasons that I'm not going to share, of course, personal reasons, but it's like this, okay? He needs me, I have to be there. Now, continue. In this video, I'm going to give my 20 cents or something like that of my mind about a couple of issues. The first one I'm going to talk about is the so-called Trump peace agreement or peace plan to Ukraine. And then I'm going to talk about the G20 Summit in South Africa. Now, let's uh, let's start from the start. First of all, I'm going to tell you how the average European citizen in almost every European country, okay, not going to say absolutely in all European countries because I have not seen the reaction in all European countries, okay, that's ridiculous. I can talk about Portugal, I can talk about Spain, I can talk about, sorry, the lightning. I can talk about France and Germany and a couple of more because I saw the reactions, saw the media, talk with people. Now, most Europeans are viewing the so-called peace plan as a betrayal, another betrayal of the United States. Because if you don't know this, people like to talk a lot about the Minsk agreements, talk about this and talk about that, that Ukraine promised not to do this and not to do that, to be neutral, to be this and to be that, but that's all bullshit. If you want to go back, go down to the real purpose of the Minsk agreements, okay? If you want to go to the bare minimum, it was like this. The United States and Russia didn't want Ukraine to have nukes. So, in return for their territorial and political integrity, meaning to be left alone by Russia and also to be left alone by the United States, let's 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 talk about this too. Ukraine agreed to return all the nukes that it had to Russia, and so they did. And in exchange for that, the United States served as the guarantee that Russia would not disturb Ukraine. Whatever I know a lot of people are going to talk about, oh no, what was written is this and that, and they said this and they said that. I will tell you just this: go fuck yourselves with that bloody Russian rhetoric. Go fuck yourselves, okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to be crude and rude and tell you this: go fuck yourselves with that idea because that's all bullshit, okay? I was alive at the time, okay? I saw and I heard it. And I did not see it or heard it just in Portuguese. I saw it and I heard it in Portuguese, in German, in French, in English, even in Italian. Some of the parts of the agreement, I saw it in Rai Uno. Okay, so shut up. Just shut up about you want me to tell you what you are repeating when you talk that shit. You are repeating what the Kremlin is saying. You are a fucking troll. You are either being paid or being fooled. In either cases, you are meaningless to me. I'm tired of people bashing Ukraine. I'm tired of people saying Ukraine did this and Ukraine did that. And look, that's bullshit. Okay? It's just like that woman that is constantly beaten by his husband, and then people say, "Oh, it was her fault. She wore a skirt that was too short." Okay, she talked with the butcher a little bit too long. She did this, she did that. No, she didn't did nothing to deserve that. Just like Ukraine did not do anything to deserve what is happening there. Have you talked with Ukrainians? Have you? Well, I have. I have spoken directly to them. I have heard Ukrainians telling me, for example, that both Ukraine and Russia are to blame for this because they are unable to agree upon this, and they did this shit. But then they arrive at this point. But Russia, but all of them, even those that tell me this, they tell me, but Russia had no business in sending in troops into our land. Our land. Do you understand this? Do you understand Ukraine? Do you understand that even the people that speak Russian, even the people that are Muslim, a minority, but they are also there, even the people that are Jewish, just like the president of Ukraine is part Jewish, do you understand these people are all Ukrainians? Do you understand that all of those territories are Ukrainian territories? Do you understand this? Or do I have to draw a picture so you won't understand this? It's just like if you, for example, you would arrive here in Portugal, okay, and my neck of the woods, okay, half of the people, or more than half of the people, I would say almost all of the people, have French and German blood roots, whatever we want to call it. Okay, almost all of them are the descendants of people that the King of Portugal brought in from other places in Europe to populate a zone that was decimated by the Reconquista and all of the wars and all of that shit. And he needed people. You are going to say now, oh no, this part now, look at their last names. Yes, yes, this one is French, German. Okay, this piece of land in the middle of Portugal, it now belongs to France and to Germany. Or me. My grandfather was half German on both sides, which is funny. So you are going to say, oh no, you're not Portuguese, you're German. Well, go fuck yourselves. You are you are talking out of your ass when you start spewing that shit. Oh, they were persecuting the Russian minority in Donbass and Lugansk. They were doing this. They would go fuck yourselves. Did the Ukrainian authorities acted correctly every step of the way? No, they fucking did not. But does that justify what Russia did? No, it does not. If we are going to go that way, then I want the Russians the fuck out of Kaliningrad, Königsberg, where my grandfather's mother was baptized. I want them out of there. I want Königsberg to be either integrated into the Polish territories, into Poland, or into Germany. I want them out of there. Okay. I also want the Russians out of the republics of Muslim majority. I want them out of there. I also want them to return their parts of Manchuria to China. Okay? Are we going to go just this way? Okay? Are we? Do you really want to go this path? Or do you want to respect international borders that exist and that are meant to be respected? And talking about the Russian speaking people in Ukraine. You want to know who paid for those militias? You want to know who armed those militias? Do you want to know? You want to know who bribed those militias? Putin. But you don't want to hear about that, okay? You just want to hear your nice stories. Like for example, you want to say that Crimea was a part of Russia until Nikita Khrushchev, who was, I think, Ukrainian or related to Ukraine or something like that, decided to give it to Ukraine. And then you are going to forget the part where the Russian Empire that occupied that entire region purposely removed that part of Ukraine because it was strategic in terms to have harbors to send in ships via the Black Sea into Ottoman lands. Okay? You want to go that way? You wanna try to discuss history with me? Do you? Well, please so. But what I'm going to tell you this to all you fucking idiot Americans and Europeans that are supporting this shit, I'll tell you this. Ukraine is being betrayed. What the United States should be discussing here would be, Mr. Putin, get the fuck out of Russia. Of Russia. Yes, he should get out of Russia too. Okay? He should go into a little hut in the Arctic Circle and froze his balls off. That is where he should be. But that's another story. Mr. Putin, get out of Ukraine. And then we'll discuss peace. Oh, no. Okay, Ukrainians, here you have. Bomb the shit out of them. Send in one of our ships, okay? Give it to the Ukrainians and let them bomb the fuck out of Russia. This is what the United States should do if it was really serious in discussing the territorial integrity of Ukraine. But what does Mr. Trump does? Well, he appeases him. He practically has a bromance with Mr. Putin. Okay, he tells the Ukrainians he blackmails the Ukrainians. Oh, you give me your rare earths, and I will think about giving you some missiles. This is what that dumbass does. And you want us here in Europe to just sit down. Yes. Oh, fuck's sake. You think what? Do you think our politicians are not polite people? They are. They are very polite people, and they are very pragmatic people. And I understand that they would not be as blunt, okay, and perhaps offensive. But I have a disclaimer in my videos. I have a disclaimer for a reason, so that you, the viewer, if you come and watch my videos, okay, it's there that it's not for underage people, and it's there you are going to be confronted with swearing, because I sometimes swear, as you can see, depends on the situation. You will be confronted with swearing, and you will be confronted with words and concepts that might offend you. I have a disclaimer. You don't want to watch the videos, then don't fucking watch them. Okay? Do me a favor. But I am really tired of some comments that I hide because I don't want other people to be disturbed or whatever with that shit, or engage in conversations with those types of people that first I got some auto trolls. The kind of shit that I can understand. It's troll farms, okay? I'm not going to go into the details, but I can recognize them. But then I started, especially in the Brexit videos, that I am also going to make a Brexit video again, and I will continue to say it. I start getting these people that were either ideologues, okay, following the narrative of the Kremlin, or they were actives of that narrative, shitting in my videos. Okay, I don't think I don't at the moment I'm publishing this video, I don't think I even have 100 subscribers, and the most one of my videos got, I think it was around 400 views or some shit like that. Okay, but they are still here, thinking perhaps that I'm trying to make a living out of this. I'm not trying to make a living out of this. Okay, I'm publishing videos, I'm spreading ideas, I'm making people think this is my objective here. You want to call me a crusader? Call me a crusader. Well, but let's continue with this shit. And now, Mr. Trump continues to make and play the way Mr. Putin wants. He wants to, let's have a ceasefire. a ceasefire without a peace agreement beginning. Who does this benefit? It only benefits one person, Putin, because he's been pumping meat into the meat grinder. Another thing people conveniently choose to ignore, even here in Portugal, okay? Even here in Portugal, I have noticed that our state funded my fucking money, state funded channel is not talking about that much. The other two channels, they are talking about it. They are not talking about the obscene number of casualties that the Russian forces have endured. Oh, the sources might not be reliable. Well, fuck off. I have heard it from Ukrainian sources, from insiders in the Russian state, okay, from Poland, from Scandinavia, from Germany, from France, even from the UK. Imagine that. All of them talk about the obscene number of casualties. Look, the demographic effect in Russia is so harsh, even sources inside of the Russian state say that Russia, that is today 114 million, now deduct around 4 million that have fucked off from Russia, that got away, that, pardon me, that immigrated, and also take the 1 million at least that is dead in Ukraine. Some of them, they don't even go and pick up the bodies. Nice. The demographic crash is so great that in 20 to 30 years, the population of Russia will have decreased to barely 100 million. And that in 100 years, the population will be as low as 80 to 90 millions. No one talks about this. No one talks about the ruined economy. And Mr. Putin wants, oh, and we'll reintegrate Russia into the world economy. What? You think we are going to invest in that hellhole with that lunatic in government? With all of those lunatics that will stay there, because when he dies, another lunatic will rise. I have no doubts about it. Or even if it's not a lunatic, it's someone pretending to be normal. That shit will still be the same until the Russians finally decide to do a 1917 and burn that shit up again. It seems to be the only way that things at least work for a couple of years. Do you think we are going to trust in Russia? Do you think I will ever buy anything made in that fucking country? After all that I've seen and I've done, do you think people like me that have the ability to do it won't write about it, won't talk about it, won't spread videos about it? Do you think we want anything to do with them? I don't want anything to do with them. I want them to go back to Siberia and freeze their asses off. And here comes, and then he does it. He does the sweetest thing. He completely ignores the EU because they're nasty. They won't buy our beef. Well, you can grab your beef and shove it up your ass. I don't want hormone fed shit. I don't want chemical enhanced shit like you feed your people. Look, before Mr. Trump was in power, I already was very reticent in buying anything from the United States, even things made here. Okay, you make your sodas here, your Fanta, your Coca-Cola, your Pepsi, all of that shit, and your chips. You make that shit here or in Spain. Even before that, I did not purchase any of that. I don't go to fast food chains because I think it's shit. Okay, it's not worth. It's cheaper to go to the supermarket, buy some bread and something to put in my bread, and eat a decent meal than to go into any of those shitty places. Okay, I don't like the concept. I don't like the type of food. And honestly, me physically, maybe because I'm not used to it, thank God, I cannot even digest that shit. And now, before this, I was boycotting all that shit. And I'm not the only one. I'm not even a minority of people. Okay? You have to remember there are a lot of tourists and a lot of foreigners that live here that frequent those venues. Maybe because they don't have it in their countries, or maybe because they just have that in their countries. And when they arrive here, they want to have an experience. I don't know why. Why would you would go into a foreign country and have McDonald's? I think you either have a mental issue or you are doing a YouTube channel. Those are the only two situations in which I would believe you to do it voluntarily. But that population buys a lot of that shit. But here, after the lunatic reached the power in the United States, I have not purchased a single American made product, even those made here. Not a single Coca-Cola. That's why sometimes in summer I would buy a Coca-Cola or a Fanta. I'm more of a Fanta person. Not even that. And whenever someone says, "Oh, but they are selling very well," and this and that, and I pass the aisles. I have talked often about this. I know people that work in supermarkets. I talk with them. I pass by the aisles, and the shit is all there. They change it. They even change it to the beginning of the aisles to call the attention of the people, and people pass it by. You want to know why? Because they are like me. They see American written in something, so to speak, and they instantly feel disgust. You have Americans, you and your president, you were able to destroy decades of trust. And with this new event, okay, with this little new event, you have turned it into a full blown hostile situation. Look, I'm just going to tell you this. If this peace agreement goes forward with the United States using its blackmail to enforce it, if this goes through it, you I think if you are living here in Europe as an American, if I was in your shoes, I would be extremely careful. I really would be extremely careful. Because you want to know something? Europeans usually are not that like that. No, no, no. Even the French, okay? I'm also part French. Even the French, even the French are not like that. They will be indifferent to you. They might not even want to interact with you, whatever. I'm like that too. But they won't be openly hostile. If you are doing your business, they will let you do your business and they will not care about it. And if you are a tourist is a tourist, and that's all that it is. It is. But all of these actions of your president, of your foreign policy, they are going to influence negatively your presence in the rest of the world. The dollar is crashing, okay? And then you hear people like Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, "Oh, we should not be in foreign wars and this and that." Madam, if you did not want to attack, to be involved in foreign wars, then you would not support Russia like you are doing. You would not support Israel like you are doing. You would not support a lot of actors all over the world to disturb the world peace. And especially if you did not want to mix in the Ukrainian business, then you would have not signed in as the guarantee of peace in the Ukraine war to Ukraine, to protect Ukraine. Because right now, you want to know what you are doing? Hmm? You are taking your word back. All that Mr. Trump has been doing since he started his office is taking your word back, dishonoring you. He's dishonoring, he's, he's soiling. Look, I want to tell you this. Your president is soiling the honor of all those American soldiers that are buried in Europe of, during World War II. You are soiling their honor. All of you. All of you that are talking this shit, you are soiling his honor, their honor. Mr. Vance, when he calls the Europeans parasites, he's soiling the honor of his ancestors, of the American soldiers that died here. If they were alive, you want to know what they would do to fascists like the ones you are catering to in United States, like those fascists of ICE and Proud Boys and all of that shit. You want to know what those people would do to fascists like that? Do you really want to know? You disgust me. And secondly, I'm going just to end with this little part. The G20, okay, in South Africa, to where your president said he would not be attending because of the discrimination against the white population. The white population in South Africa is suffering of crime just like the rest of the population. And also a lot of resentment because you remember that little thing called apartheid? Well, my friend, you sow, sorry, you harvest or you harvest what you sow. Actions have consequences. Sorry. That is all I'm going to say about it. Is it fair? Perhaps not. But I'm not a South African. It's up to the South Africans to figure that shit out. But your president, he didn't say anything there. And still, the G20 carried on as usual. The G20 carried out as usual. The climate agreement was achieved. They signed in a new agreement. Um, the wheels are in motion. And that's all. Okay. And you want to know one thing? I'm going to tell this, and this will sum up pretty much everything I've been talking about. Is this? The world is going to carry on without the United States. Okay. The EU, China, Japan, Korea, Australia, Canada, all of us. Do you know that Canada, for example, is joining the European Space Agency? Oh, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Of course not. Um, do you know that the Central Asian countries have agreed, both with the EU and China, to serve as a passing point to the railroad that is going to connect China to Europe in less than 40 days? Less than 40 days, up to 44 days, via rail. You want to know to do what? To transport cargo between Europe and China and Europe, and feeding up a lot of supply chains on the way. Already agreed upon. Do you understand this? Or you want me to tell you a couple of more? Okay. Canada is also strengthening its economic ties with Europe. We can buy gas from Canada. We can buy oil from Canada. We can buy rare earths from Canada. We can buy a lot of things from Canada. And Canada can buy a lot of things from us. And European business is discovering that the Americas, the United States, no, don't sell to that. Sell to Canada, sell, even sell to Mexico. Oh, we also have an agreement with Mercosur. You know, the same Mercosur that your president has just tried to bribe Javier Milei in Argentina, and the smart bastard is making a profit out of you. I hope you are proud. You are financing the Argentinian economy so they can sell soybeans to China. Sorry. It's the evil. It's the evil. Bit of water. I hope you are proud. I honestly hope you are proud. I, I hope you are proud for your brilliant external policy. I hope you are proud for your standing in the world. And especially, I hope you are proud about how in less than a year you have managed to elect someone, and I'm not just talking about the president, I'm talking about his entire staff and his policies and the party behind them. You have managed to elect someone that has destroyed at least 100 years of hard work. And yet, we are not funding we are not funding the foreign wars. We should not be financing foreign countries. Okay, okay. I hope that goes well with you. But the only thing I'm going to tell you is this. First of all, my message to all you normal Americans: be prepared. Get ready. Okay, get prepared. If you are of European descent and you can get your European passport, get it and get out if you can. Okay, there are plenty of jobs in Europe. Okay, there are jobs in the ports. A lot of Portuguese descendants from Brazil, for example, and even in Argentina, in Venezuela, they are all coming back to work in the ports. Okay, to work all over Europe, also to work in the industries, in the manufacturers, in farming. We have no trouble about it because, unlike Americans, we understand how societies work. We understand how economy works, and we understand how humanity and solidarity works. And we don't give a fuck about your imaginary little friend, okay? Because for us, and it will also be like that to all foreigners that come here, they will learn to live that way. For us, religion is something that is personal. Okay, whenever you try to impose those types of movements, sometimes they thrive in crisis times. Okay, people return to religion and to this and to that, but as soon as economically things are good, people forget about it and they don't care about it. Okay, and I don't care about your opinions. I don't care about the. And I'm talking to those crazy MAGA heads and those crazy religious people. I don't care about your opinions about transsexual people. I don't care about your opinions about gay people. I could not care less what people do with their genitalia. That is not something that is on my mind, okay? As long as people respect me, I will respect them back. Only fair. The world is a big place. The transsexual and gay people, they are not aliens. There are people. Understand that? People. I also don't care about bathrooms. I'm very happy that in my country most of the bathrooms are progressive to a unisex system in which a bathroom is a bathroom, a closed stall, and our stalls really close, okay? And some of them they are not even stalls, okay? There are little rooms with a little toilet where you can do your business and a closed door because no one cares what is happening in there. Okay? You can do whatever the hell you want in your bathroom, okay, in your little stall. No one cares about it. Okay, I also don't care about if someone wants to is born a man and wants to be a woman, or someone that is born a woman and wants to be a man. Who the fuck am I to tell them to do different? Who am I to judge them? Judge not, for ye not be judged. You forgot that part about Christianity, didn't you? Oh yes. It's very convenient to forget about something. It's also very convenient to pick up a Bible or a Quran or a Torah to quote the three Abrahamic religions, it's very funny how you can pick up a text that was written by people that even didn't know what the fuck running water was, okay? That didn't know what a car was, that didn't know what our science and our biology is, that did not know the evolution theory, that did not know how species alter, how the universe itself works. Take that as a literal truth and not as a moral compass, not as something designed to make people work together as a society and not turn on each other like rabid dogs. You go ahead, you go ahead, you go ahead and try to do what a creationist, tried to do in one of my videos. That comment lasted 5 minutes in my comment sections, okay? And talking about how God did this and God did that and God did this and God did that. And the only answer I gave him before I deleted the comment and banned him was just it. Who are you to talk in the name of God? Fuck off. Well, sorry for the swearing, but this one was brewing inside of me. I hope you liked the video, or at least that the video made you think, which is my objective here, make people think. And I hope to catch you all in the next one. And to all the people that comment, that correct me, that give me their opinion without any kind of offensive or uncivil content, to all of those people, I thank you very much. You don't have to agree with me. I thank you very much, really. And I ask you, and remember, not being monetized. And I ask you to continue to comment, not just for me, but for others too. For others to see your opinion too, for others to see your comment. But if you're going to come into my comment sections, disturbing all other people, and coming in with that shit and that bias, just don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. It's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of my 5 minutes to look at your comment and delete it, okay? Thank you very much for listening to me. Have yourselves a great Sunday.